Happy Facebook Live time. Hi everyone out there, if you're watching live or the replay. My name is Melissa Kerman with Melissa's Crafting Treehouse. I've been a paper crafter for over 16 years and I just love it, and a demonstrator for that time as well. And I have some fun things for you today. I have one project. I see Pam has arrived. Hi Pam, welcome. So I have a project for you today that is a little bit of I won't call it a fun fold, but it's just a different sort of shape card. There's a window in it. And I'm going to be using the Painted Poppies stamp set and the nested, stitch nested labels dies. Got a few quick little announcements, and then we'll get to the project. Okay, so I am, speaking of Painted Poppies, it's my favorite suite in the new mini catalog. I don't know about you guys, but I just love it. It's just so pretty. And I've created a bunch of projects for a class. So super excited to be offering a product-based class. I've got all the details on my website, and I have even kits to show you. I'm going to be posting pictures to my website, but the class, you'll get a kit that makes 8 cards with some variations. So those are the kit materials. And then there's several different choices for how you can sign up. All of them include designer paper, so a quarter of a pack of the gorgeous, amazing Peaceful Poppies sweet designer paper, so that you have the designer paper that you need in the class. And then there's one option or a couple options where when you buy a product, you basically get the class for free. So you get that in the mail, plus a video and PDFs, dimensions, that kind of thing. So super excited about that. Making a little display of the projects today, and there is a sneak peek on my website too. So if you go to the tutorials and classes tab on my main homepage, you'll see an option now for product-based classes. So you can check that out if you like. So Painted Poppies, so fun. So this is the stamp set right here, and it pairs with some dies, these painted labels dies. Now, I'm not using any of these dies today, but I will be for the Painted Poppies class. So this will be my focus today. And then you guys have probably, I'm sure you've seen these stitch nested labels dies because I use them a lot. And we're using this little size. So without further ado, I'm going to face the camera down and we'll get to showing you the project. I see some people have joined. Hi Gail, hi Lynn. If I missed you, I'll catch you on the replay and say hello. Okay, camera facing down now. All righty. So let's get some light in here. It's a little dark. So we're starting with a piece of Blackberry Bliss cardstock, and this is just a quarter sheet actually. It's a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, so that's actually the card base. It doesn't fold because the top layer is going to be the one that folds. Hi Kathy, hi Linda. Just happened to be looking at my phone, who is seeing you join in, so yay, thanks for being here. So this is actually the part that folds, and as you can see, I've used this size of my stitched nested labels dies to cut in a little opening in there. So we're going to have something peeking through that opening. So, and this is where the fun begins. So I've got 3 tips that I want to share with you. I did this card for a swap, and so I made multiples of them, so I got really good at figuring out the best way to do it. And so to start with, I'm going to do some stamping there in the window, and I want to make sure that my stamping is where I want it to be. So what I did was just use a pencil, this is step number 1, and just made some little lines at the top, and then also one at the bottom. So I would know sort of the parameters of where I was working when I did my stamping. So the next thing I'm going to do, tip number 2, is I want to limit where my images are and control where they are. So I'm going to use a Post-it note, and I'm going to just place it right here. Now I do want to have enough room on the bottom for people, or for me, to be able to write a note in this card. So I don't want to cover the whole thing, but I will have this bottom space in which I can write a note. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp this flower image in my Memento black ink. And I'm masking it so that the full length of this flower is not going to actually be on my card again, so that I leave space on the bottom. Now I want this tall flower to be right in here about, so because I've drawn my pencil mark, I can see where it's going to go. Got my nice crisp image there. And then here's tip number 3, is I made a mask. I want to have a foreground and background. I want to have some of the flowers look like they're in the background. So I created a mask. Now I've used this mask a bunch. This actually served me for, how many swaps did I make? 16, plus the one I'm making today. So it might look a little tattered, and you can see it's actually, I did some detailed cuts there. So let's see if we can see that better on there. So you can see it was fine detail cutting, but I'm going to use this thing as many times as I possibly can. Hi Maureen, welcome. So good to have you here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and place my mask down right on my first flower. Now you can see I didn't actually cut all the detail at the top because the spots that are really relevant for what I'm doing for masking are at the bottom. Now I am using something that I use a lot. This it's called art masking tape. I've shared it before. It's called Eclipse art masking tape, and it's wonderful because it's sticky over the whole surface, not just the top portion like when you use a post-it note. So now I'm coming in with my other favorite image in this set, these little itty-bitty poppy flowers. And I'm going to ink it up with my Memento. And I'm just going to stamp it right over the top. And, excuse me. So let's see. I want to go high, but not too high. And I want it to be centered so it'll really show in the window. All right, now the fun part, I get to remove my masks and see what we got. Now I did, when I was doing some of my my swaps, I actually forgot to use the mask, and you really see a difference. If I had one of them, I'd show you, but you can see here that now it looks like that flower is in behind the stem, and then this flower there looks like it's in behind. So maybe you know this trick, but it's just one of my favorites, is that masking, so you can get a foreground and a background. So I'm just gonna come in here with my eraser, get rid of those pencil marks. Got one down here also. And then I'm going to do a little bit of coloring. So I used my Blackberry Bliss for the big flower, and I like to go in with the light color first. Hi Kay. Hi Fran. Welcome. Taking a quick peek at my phone every once in a while. So I like to just cover the whole thing with my light color to start with. And then I'm going to take some of the dark Blackberry Bliss and do some shading. And I'm really just going to focus the darks towards the bottom and against some of the lines. And then I'll come back in with my light and just do a little bit of where the two dark and light meet. This makes another shade essentially by adding another layer. And then if I want to, I could stop right there, or I could come in with my color lifter and lighten it up a little bit in here, soften where there might be some lines. Doesn't need much. And then I'm going to do my little itty bitty flowers in the red, and I'm not going to do all this coloring just because it will take me a while to do the coloring. So I'll just do a few and then show you the front of the card, some of the other elements. So I'm just doing a little bit of the dark red to shade it towards the center. Okay, and I'm going to show you my finished card, the one that I actually finished, so you'll be able to see the beautiful central focal image in the end. But we got a few other little steps to do here to finish up the front. So I've got some of that gorgeous Peaceful Poppies Designer Series paper. Hi Jamie, welcome. Welcome from New York. And just going to place that on the bottom of my white piece. And then I got a strip of Blackberry Bliss that's sized to be the same width. And when I did my die cut piece, I was trying to get about an equal amount here and here, which I did actually more than on some of the other versions I did. Try to get it centered. And then I'm just going to tie a bow around the front here. Now this ribbon is actually really easy to tie because it's very supple. And you can dye it as well, which is really fun. For a project I shared, let's see, I guess it was earlier this month, I dyed a couple of ribbons, and this was one of them. And the Smoky Slate, if you're interested in how to dye ribbon, in that video I shared, I think 4 ways to dye ribbon. So lots of options. Okay, so fuss with that. We'll get that just so, and then I can move it to the side. I'm probably going to make it a little bit smaller, trim it down a bit, and just for the sake of moving along, I'm going to attach this. Well, actually, I don't need to attach it. I'll just show you the finished project because you get the idea, right? Okay, so here's my finished card. And of course, I used a couple of different designer papers when I was doing this. So on this one, I used the dots pattern. But on this, you can see, of course, my finished coloring and how I also did the masking there. And then this is what it looks like when it's open. So there's lots of room down at the bottom to write your little note. And so now I want to know, burning question, which designer paper do you like better on this? When I did my swap, I had just a little bit, some of each, so I did some of both, and they're both just kind of different and pretty. So that is my project for the day. So if you love this stamp set, you may want to go check out my my class that I am now offering, and it will be ready in February, but the sign-ups are happening now, and there will also be a live class. I'm going to turn the camera so I can say hello again. Whoops. I'm going back and forth. You want to see me or you want to see my light? Okay, so now I lost my train of thought. Anyway, so check out my class online, this product-based class for Painted Poppies. I'm also going to soon be offering another product-based class with the Grace's Garden stamp set and bundle, which I absolutely adore. So I'll have some sneak peeks of that coming soon. But right now, the sneak peeks for the Painted Poppies class are on my website. So let's see what else. There's also still time to sign up for my technique classes that are coming up. If you do a 3-month subscription or you sign up for a club, that's definitely the best deal. It's just a little cheaper that way, so you can do it as a fee for the class, or you can buy product and get it for free. So lots of options on my website, and I have said before, I'm sort of an option girl. So there's a lot of choices. If it's overwhelming, please let me know. If you have questions, I'm happy to answer them. So this pretty much concludes my Facebook Live's quick one today, but I will be back next Thursday, same time, same channel, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, with another fun project for you. And I guess that's pretty much it. So thank you for joining me, and I will see you next week, I hope. And share. Please feel free to share this video if you feel so inclined. If you think somebody you know would enjoy it, I'd appreciate if you shared it. So have a wonderful evening, everybody, and happy crafting. Bye.